Hi guys, and welcome to a new video. This is a video of a studio light, so it's an LED light and it's made by Viltrox, which it says there. And it's professional ultra thin LED light, and there's a version of L116B and L116T, and this is the T version, so it adjusts on the color temperature and the brightness, whereas the B only adjusts on the brightness, not the color temperature, so it's fixed. So let's just go close into that, let it focus on that. Let's go really close into that and see. If you want to pause the video and read it at any point, you're more than welcome. If you're long enough to read that. And that's the specification of the light I've bought. Let's just do another check. So there we go, those are the specifications of both lights, and only the top 1, 2, 3 bits actually change between the two specifications. The rest of it's the same for both. So there we go. Just let that focus. There we go. So this is the bag it came in. From China, obviously, so it was from that seller to me. Obviously it was untracked and it was marked as a camera accessory. It was ½ kilo in weight and it was $5, I'm guessing that's dollars. So what I would say is, because this is quite an expensive lamp at £25, if you're not sure whether they're going to send it with that value on, do ask them before they send it, before you buy from them, because then you can check that they're going to put the right amount on, because you've got to put less than £18 in the UK on there, or otherwise you incur import duty and VAT as well on top of the price. So that'll make quite a big difference on a 25 quid purchase, because you'll have to pay that before they'll let you have the item at the door. So just, if you're not sure, ask them, and most of them will put a lower value on it anyway, so you don't incur any import duty, but just ask just in case, because otherwise it could add quite a bit to the cost. So that's the import duty, the GB23 there. So let's get this light open then, basically. So this is the box it came in. So those are the instructions. Let's put them to one side for a minute. And this is the light. It comes in a bag. It's quite a good box, really. So let's put that behind and get this out of the way. So there is another box in there, which is that one. So let's put that to one side. Let's get the LED light out. So that's the light there. As you can see, it's a white front. The little dots in it, I don't know if you can see the little dots as I bring it up to the light source, but that's not the LEDs. The LEDs are inside, behind that plastic cover. But it's a unique and new design, supposedly, this one, so let's just put that down there for now. Let's have a look at what was in this box. So this box contains the hot shoe, basically. So that's the thing that goes on the top of your camera or your digital camcorder. So that'll screw on the bottom there, obviously. So it screws on the bottom there. So that's quite a simple thing to put on. And there's adjustment in it as well, so you can adjust it to any angle you want. Just show a close-up of that. There we go. So there's the adjustment, the tightening screw there. There we go. It's quite a good quality one, with it's got metal contacts in it and a metal thread as well, which is unusual. Normally they're plastic now. So that's that done. There's also a metal thread inside there as well. Normally that's plastic as well now. So let's just go and look at the back of this. What I've actually done is I've already taken it to bits because I need to do something inside to it. So this is what it looks like on the back. That's an LCD display, and this one only has one adjuster knob, but it does adjust two things. So what you do is adjust it with one, and then you press it in and it adjusts it for the second part of it. So the color temperature is 1, and then you press it again and it will adjust the brightness. So there's cooling fins all the way around, and then the most important thing for me was an on and off switch and a power in as well, as you can see there. It says DC in 12 volts, but the instructions say 9 volts. So anyway, that's what it looks like. So let's put it round the other way, and the new unique design with this is the LEDs are in a different position to normal. Normally they're just straight behind that plastic, and then they put a lens on the front, or you put filters on the front of it. But what this one is it's a new and unique way of doing it. So let's just take that cover off. So I don't know if you can see, but these strips around the side are where the LEDs are. So on all 4 sides, and then a really thick piece of plastic so let's get this plastic section out without wrecking it. So as you can see, that's quite a thick piece of plastic. So let's have a look, see if you can focus on that. So that's got a honeycomb structure on the inside as well, but it's not see-through, which is a strange thing. That got me thinking when I first saw it, that it's black on the back. So how can light go through that? It can't, basically. So this is my torch, which is quite a bright torch. And if I stick that behind, it doesn't shine through at all, but yet it shines through the edge, and that's what the LEDs are doing. They're shining through the edge, basically. So they run on all 4 corners. Let's just put that one back in there. They're not glued in or anything, so they just sit on the 4 corners there. I don't know if you can see them up close. So there's 2 colours, and they're one colour and then another colour, so they're alternate different colours. So you can get the white light and the yellow light, and then it mixes it as well. So they're all down the sides. There we go, all 4 sides. So basically this shines at 90 degrees to where it comes out of. So it's shining inwards on all 4 sides, and then it shines through the edge of this plastic, which is quite thick plastic. Let's have a look at how thick it is. So it is 4mm thick plastic. Let's see if it'll focus on that. 4mm thick. So it sits on those, what those yellow pads are is double-sided foam, but they've just not took the sticky off the other side, the cover off the other side, so it just sits on there to give it the right relief to shine the light through the actual 4mm thick plastic. And then the outer shroud sits over the top. So basically the problem I'm having at the moment is I'm using fluorescent lamps, and for some reason this camera doesn't like fluorescent lamps, and what happens is it puts a flicker on the video. So it's okay for photographs, but there's a 50 Hz flicker that, as you can see probably a little bit with a blue background, it's flickering on the video, so that's not very good. I prefer to be flicker free, so this is what this is designed to do. I will be wiring it up to the mains at some point, so I've had to try and buy the correct power adapter after a lot of frustration. So the second part of this video will be it running to show you the difference between the flicker from the fluorescent lamps and this, basically. So that's the basic LED lamp itself. So let's see if we can stick that like that. Nope. Right. So that's the lamp basically. So this one is a T, an L116T, this version. So what that means is the strips of LEDs on them. There's 2 strips of 22 LEDs and 2 strips of 36 going along the top, and the 22 are down the side. So that's 116 LEDs, strangely, and that's why they've come up with a 116T model number. So there's 58 of each colour, and supposedly they kick out 987 lumens, which is 8.5 lumens per LED. So obviously you can see those bars above on reflected off this plastic, and those are my fluorescent lamps. So if you take anything out of shot with this camera, it concentrates on the flicker and makes it even worse. So this is why I've decided to go with this basically. So that's that. So let's have a look at what else came in the box. So that's the warranty card there. There we go, it's focused in on that if you want to read that. This is basically the cheapest LED light I could find that was a branded company, with adjustment on both colour temperature and light temperature. So that's that. So let's have a look at the instructions now. So my model is the L116T. Thanks for using Viltrox LED light. So let's have a look closer into the instructions. If you want to pause the video at any point, you're more than welcome. Let's just put that out so I can get my fingers out of the way. Let's just get really as far in, as close in as I can, so you can read it. Obviously there's 2 specifications on these instructions. Let's just put this way so it's not moving. So that's the instructions there. So the attention, product features, the way to power up the battery and install the lithium-ion battery installed, the DC power supply, which is the way I'll be going with it, and installing the hot shoe. There you go. So it's just warning you, don't over crank it because it might break the mount out of the bottom of the LED. So this is the important bit. This is the specifications of the actual LED lamp and what the adjustments are. Just bear with me, it's just catching up on something. So there it says the L116B isn't the one I've got here. There's no adjustment on the colour temperature. Well, the L116T has adjustment on both, so that's it. And this is just the instruction part of the specifications again that was on the outside of the box. So the one I've got here is L116T, which is 3300K to 5600. The brightness range 20 to 100%. The max brightness is 987 lumens, or 810 lux at 0.5 meters. Power consumption is 15 watts, Continuous light time 2.4 hours on a full NP750 battery. The colour rendering index is 95. The input power can be lithium batteries MP550, F750, F960 series and a 12 volt 2 amp DC005 general interface. I think that is wrong though, so just bear with me and I'll give you the information that the seller gave me. So the weight is approximately 260 grams. So accessories are LED light times 1, hot shoe adapter times 1, user manual and warranty times 1, and that's where it is made in China. So that's that bit done. Just let it focus in a minute, decide what it's doing. So this is where I got it from China obviously, as I said. Let's see if it'll focus in, there we go. So that's the seller I got it from, who also give me some information of the power supply he says it should take. So I paid $24.48, and that's what it was described as Viltrox 116 LED 3300 to 5600 ultra thin LCD bicolor dimmable studio panel. So it took about 2 weeks to turn up, which isn't bad at all. Just give you some specifications of what the listing said. Just bear with me, I'm just trying to get this out of the way. Sorry about this. So the Viltrox 116 LED ultra thin LCD bicolor dimmable DSLR studio video light lamp for camera DV camcorder. So it adopts, let me just get this LED light out of the way and then we can concentrate on that, can't we? So I've already gone through that. So it adopts the newest LED honeycomb design. It has brightness and nature and soft lights, stable colour temperature. The high definition LCD display is easy to use. It can adjust the brightness and colour temperature steplessly. It's suitable for portrait, children, wedding, etc. It can be mounted on DSLR, DV camcorders and tripods. So the brand is Viltrox. The model is L116T LED light. The colour temperature is 3300 to 5600, both can be adjusted. The brightness range is 20 to 100%. The max brightness illuminance is 987 lumens, 810 lux at 0.5. The power is 15 watt. The continuous light time is 2.4 hours, 100% full with the NP750 battery. The colour rendering index is 95. The input power can be a lithium battery of NP F550, F750, F960 series and the 12 volt 2 amp. The dimensions are 192mm by 128 by 30mm. Hi, sorry about that guys, my batteries run out so I had to change the batteries, so let's carry on from where we were. So the dimensions were 192 by 128 by 30mm deep. The weight was approx 260 grams, so the package includes an L116T LED light, one hot shoe adapter and one user manual. Let's just move that out of the way. So basically I want to wire this up to the mains so I don't have to mess around buying batteries and chargers to run a light, which will only last a short time and then blink when they're running out of power, so you end up having to redo your video. So I want it running from the mains because I'm only using it inside. So you need to find an AC adapter. The input needs to be 100 to 240 volts AC, 50 to 60 hertz, and the plug spec internal diameter is 1.35 and outside diameter is 3.5. I have a feeling that that's wrong, so when I get the adapter I'll check it and let you know. I contacted the seller to ask him which one to which is the best power supply to run with this light, and this is what he said. Even though it says in the instructions 12 volts 2 amp, and it also says 12 volts on the outside of the light in the back where the jack fits in. So I have seen on other videos of these sort of lights that people say if you put them in at full, if you put it in at full power, you can damage the light and burn the board out. So if they say 9 volts, the sellers of these, then I'm happy to trust them. And I don't think it's going to damage it. It's certainly not going to damage it as much as running 12 volts through it. So that is also a link to a listing on eBay that is the US version of that charger, but obviously it's got a US 2-pin plug, so that's no good to me. I need a 3-pin plug. So I've bought the adapter, and it's going to take a couple of weeks to turn up. Obviously the wrong one probably when they say that's the specification of it, but we'll see when I get it. We'll see if it fits. So what I did basically was I stripped it apart to see how easy it would be just to wire it straight in. So let's get that out of the way. So what I did was strip it down, and it was just interesting. I've never seen an LED light like this before, so let's have a look. So basically what I did was undo it. I undid all the screws, which are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I opened it up basically to see if I could do anything with it. So what I had to do was also disconnect the wires that run to the LEDs, which is that one, so it allows the whole motherboard to move up. And then that's the jack there where the power supply would fit in. As you can see, if I pull it in closer, hopefully it'll focus, or not. Obviously it doesn't want to focus. Nope. So that's where that would be sticking out of the back because I've moved the board. Obviously it's facing inwards now. So this is the motherboard that runs the LEDs. If you want to have a close look at that, and if you see anything that's interesting, let me know in the comments below. So there's not a lot on there really to drive it, and that's the LCD display with the LEDs there that obviously match up with that bit there. That's the screen that you see that tells you what it's doing. So basically I'm not sure where all the connections are in the back of that. That's where the jack comes out in the back of the board. So I'm not sure which is which on that, and I don't want to blow the whole light up. So basically the only way I can think of doing it is it says on the board there plus and minus there. The two white wires go into the board. A plus on that side. You can see it. Plus on that side, minus on that side, and what they do is they come from where the battery in the back connects basically. So there, those connectors there push out, and there's wires on the end, and they're those white wires. So what I thought of doing is just cutting the end off if it's not right at 1.35 center and just wire it directly to them. You just undo those two screws that you'll see there, 1, 2, and those pull out, and then you can run your cable through the back and connect it straight onto the board. So you can bypass this, hopefully. I haven't tried it yet because I haven't got the power supply, but when I do, the next video will be of me using this instead of the fluorescent lamps, and we'll see if it actually works. So the next part of this video will be using the lamp. Anyway, thanks for watching my video, guys. I hope it's helped, and if you've got the same problem as me, maybe this will help get rid of the fluorescent flicker. So thanks again for watching. Thank you.